What's up, guys? So, I just did a video on the outline of the American Revolution, but I also want to do George Washington's life. And again, we're going to do more American Revolution and just the outline of it, getting more in later. But right now, I'm going to cover George Washington's life. So, let's begin. Most of George Washington's life, his father was a slave owner, right? So when he got older, he became a slave owner. And for most of his life, he was just a farmer, right? And he had slaves. But in recent studies, I figured out that I think the only reason why he had slaves was because of his wife, Martha, which he met when he was younger and are married. And after Martha's death, this is later on, but after Martha's death, he tried to release them, but it didn't really work out. But yeah, he was a farmer. And the American Revolution was going on. So in 1776, they needed a general for the Continental Army, so they picked George Washington. The first time he came in the room, though, he doubted himself, so he actually ran out of the room. And, but eventually, he decided to do it. And there was really cold days in the war, because in the winter, some people would get their legs would have to be cut off because of, infections and stuff. And it turns out that infections actually killed more people than guns in the American Revolution. So, so he was in the war, right? And, in war, he fought other generals for the 8-year war, right? But, and Martha, I think, would sometimes, come up to the camp and say hello to George Washington, right? And, so George Washington did this war, right? Eventually, in the Battle of Yorktown, which was the last battle of the American Revolution, George Washington was able to outsmart the British, and they were able to win the American Revolution. Doing this, George Washington was a hero. So people said they wouldn't support the new government that he created with the Constitution and stuff if he didn't run for president, and he wasn't president. So he ran for president, and then everyone elected George Washington, and so George Washington was the first president of the United States of America. He would do two servings, but then after he just went to have the peace and quiet back home on his favorite place ever, Mount Vernon. So eventually, he went back there, and he was in his 60s, right? But once some sad stuff happened. He only got to stay there for a few nights when he worked on the farm, came back, and he got a throat infection, right? And there wasn't medicine back in the day, so he said his final words to Martha, and he died on Mount Vernon. And that's when George Washington died. So yeah. And George Washington actually broke records and still has the record of the most liked president because everyone elected him. Everyone, it's no, I don't think everyone, but tons of people, almost everyone, and that's a record. So yeah, guys, thank you for taking me on this. Thank you for going on this trip with me to the American Revolution. Definitely subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video again, and we'll see you guys later. And bye, guys.